What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. My name is Justin, aka No Good Comics, and welcome back to the channel. This is the show where I talk about comic books to read this week, the release that just came out August 25th. There was a lot of great books. I have a couple here that I want to talk about. Before I do, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I appreciate you guys, whether you're here hanging out in the live chat or if you're just catching the replay. Thank you so much. So this is just a quick announcement as I'm before I jump into all the books. One of the things I wanted to share is that I'm going to be kind of adjusting some of my schedule around. And that means, unfortunately, I will not be doing the Tag Team Thursday live streams anymore after this, at least not throughout the rest of this year, probably going into the fall or into the spring. Maybe be able to jump back on at that point, but it's been a lot of fun. But in all honesty, I am just really into football. And when football season comes around, Thursday night football, I will be glued to my television, as will I be for Sunday and Monday nights. So I know a lot of the things that I'm doing, I'm going to kind of have to base around what my plans are for during the football season. So, but it's been awesome. Tag Team Thursday. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Tag Team Thursday it all starts on Rod Just a Rican and his comics channel, and it's something that him, Tony, and John had originally started. I guess it's probably been like 5 months now. I feel like it's been a good run so far, and it's been a lot of fun. But essentially, if you're new to this or if you haven't heard about Tag Team Thursday, everybody goes over to Rod's channel first. He usually breaks down what he picked up the day after New Comic Book Day. Then it jumps over to John's channel. Then it jumps over to Tony, Old Wolf 65. And then we have Brandon, ComixKings. We've even had Dan as part of the Tag Team Thursday train for a while here. So it's cool to kind of, this has just been awesome. I mean, everybody that's been jumping into these chats, every 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long, it's just been a lot of fun. So I've been the one to kind of close it out. So being the closer, it's been a blast. And like I said, it's not like the end. It's not a goodbye per se. It's just I'm going to be adjusting kind of when I do this show. I'll probably have to adjust it to a whole different weekday altogether, or maybe I have a couple other ideas as well that I might kind of try to come up with that all focus around talking about new comics, as that's one of my favorite things to do with this hobby. So again. Yeah, just kind of a goodbye for now in that sense, just for the Thursday night stuff. In terms of everything else, that stays the same. Saturdays for Comic Collector Origins, although I don't have one this Saturday, I will be live next Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern time, picking up that schedule where I left off, and I'll be talking with Comic Man Andy. So I'm excited for that for Comic Collector Origins, and that'll just, continue going from there. So September 4th will be the next show for that. Also, me and John from John's Comics for Kids, we're getting ready to start up our next season of Omni X-Men. That's going to be next month. So we're about a month away from that, a little less than a month. So we're working on the date, and we'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. If you guys don't know about that, it's where we break down X-Men issues from the omnibus from Claremont, and it's been so much fun. The John Byrne stuff especially, and Dave Cockrum, all that stuff. So we'll be back for season 2 with that coming up in the middle to late September. So I'm really excited for that as well. Yeah, and just a lot of other things, still have a lot of ideas in mind and other content that's coming out. I still have my Thursday mornings top 10 picks of New Comic Book Day each and every week. That's coming out at 12:30 Eastern time every Thursday. This last one just premiered earlier today. So for those of you that were there, appreciate it. Anybody who catches that replay, thanks so much for taking that time to watch those. I always like to pick out my top 10 books coming out next week. So that's what I do with that video. And yeah, just working on some other content. So, and of course, over on Instagram, you guys know, putting a lot of stuff out there as well. So, I just wanted to kind of run through some of that stuff. So, like I said, for now, no more closing after this for me on Thursdays, at least. I'll be, doing other content, but certainly we'll be chiming in and watching the chats when I can for Rod and Tony and the rest of the crew, and anybody else that may join in on the Tag Team Thursday trains, because it's always a good time and always with great people. And of course, I put all their information in the description below. So if you guys are not already following them, well, you should be. So, yeah, before I get into the books, because I got like 6 or 7 books that I want to talk about, and I will try to keep it, somewhat short, but let me just say hello to the chat real quick, because I see we have some people hanging out here now. We got my man Wong. What's going on, brother? Station hanging out early. Cajun is in the house. He says, "Oi, tag team, finally made another one. Appreciate you, Dave. Thanks for stopping in, my friend." We got my man Jason in the house, claiming comics. What is going on, brother? Tony, there he is. Old Wolf 65, part of the Tag Team Thursday crew. Make sure you sub him up. Always putting out some great content. We got my man PJ King in the house as well. He says, "I love that the Yankees are winning, but I love it even more that the Bombers knocked down the Sox." Yeah, dude, that was a great series of games, and hopefully we just kind of keep that going, man. PJ, it's been a good time being a Yankee fan, at least in these past 2 weeks, and hopefully we keep that going for this season. We got my man Bricks in the house. What's going on, Bricks? Good to see you. My girl Sheena Station. What is going on, Sheena? Thanks for stopping in as well. Let's see. Go Sports Ball. Yeah, exactly. That is the chant. Go G-Man. All right. Yep. Yes, sir. My girlfriend would appreciate that. Let's see. Flipping through Unoriginals in the house. What is going on? Unoriginal double O. Hello. We got my man Phil in the house too. What is up, Phil? Thanks for stopping in. We got TM Nerdy Station. What is up, Travis? Let's see. Going through, there's Brandon, who was just live a few minutes ago. Make sure you guys sub him up and check out his content. Always has some great interviews and great topics. Let's see. And there's Rod. That's where this whole thing started with Tag Team Thursday. So make sure you're checking out Just the Rican and his comics for all his content that he's putting out, week in and week out. Let's see. Todd Christian also in the house, always hanging with the Tag Team Thursday crew. Good to see you, Todd. Thanks for stopping in as well. Oh, the chat just jumped on me, but I think we're getting down to the bottom here. Let's see. My man Chat saying take off the Yankee hat. I know he's not a Yankee fan. And it's either you are or you're not, I guess, right? But anyways, good to see you, Chet. Thanks for stopping in. Chet just got some amazing X-Men books in, by the way. I mean, he always has amazing X-Men books coming in, but picked up some crazy 9/8s, crazy stuff. All right, let's see. Simple Simon also in the house. I just watched Simple Simon's video recently. He was moving. Good luck with the move, man. I hope everything went well. It looks like it's a nice little setup that you got going. But I like the content you're always putting out, man. It's cool to get a glimpse, kind of a background scene of what's going on in your life. So very cool stuff. I completely dread moving, just because, I mean, the idea of moving all the comics and stuff, nightmare. But we got Flash by Night in the house as well. What is going on, Flash Station? All right, I think I got everybody at the moment. Again, make sure you take a moment, smash that like button as I get into these books. And of course, Tony asked me, am I going to have my iPad? Of course, I'm going to have my iPad. Got a lot of books here recently that I've been reading. I've actually been going back, even reading some more Swamp Thing, reading some more Witching Hour, some Tales from the Crypt. Like, look at that stuff there. Just some random stuff that I've been starting to get into, some of this, earlier DC horror stuff. Anyways, we won't talk about that today, but let's kick it off. Let's kick it off with this book right here, Harley Quinn. So this is issue number 6, I think. Yeah, issue number 6. Wow. Stephanie Phillips doing a tremendous job with this. I am loving this series. It's a lot of fun. This particular issue is kind of a lead off to Fear State, the whole setup that Tynan has going on with Batman and all that build up with Scarecrow. I thought it was a really nice job of just kind of seeing these two back together again, teaming up, Catwoman and Harley Quinn. I really love their dialogue, kind of going back and forth, and just kind of the annoyance that Catwoman gets from Harley, although she realizes like they're a good team, like they work well together. But I love what Stephanie Phillips is doing with the writing of this book. And it's just been a lot of fun. The artist here, they changed it up for this one. Laura Braga is doing the artwork, and it's fine. It's fine. I will say, and I've talked about this earlier in my premiered stream, but I really am liking Riley Rossmo, who was on the first 4 issues or 5 issues. And I know there's an annual coming out, by the way, but anyway, so this was Braga who did this. But I do like it. I'm down with it. And like I said, the dialogue's just awesome. If you guys are not reading this, I do recommend it. I am looking forward to Fear State. That is an event that I think I'm going to really try to stick to. I'm going to try to read all the different, I mean, it's gonna be a lot, but I'm going to try to read all the different books, all the different side stories and things like that. I know I Am Batman was technically the first one to kick it off. I need to go back and read that one. That was one I missed last week, as I wasn't even following any of that series of that newer Batman. But, I'm going to give it a try. And I think Fear State comes out next week. So looking forward to it. Let me see here. We got yeah, Sheena. Sheena, love the Harley photo that you put up earlier with the mug and everything. Good stuff. All right, next book I want to talk about a little bit is shoot, where is it? All right, we're gonna go with Echolands. Have you guys read this yet? Oh my goodness, Echolands, issue number 1. I actually have the. It was one of my 3 books that I bought. You guys know I buy only 3 books, or at least I try to only buy 3 books each week for New Comic Book Day physically. You know, I download a bunch on Comixology to read, but in terms of actually wanting to own and collect, so Echolands was one of those 3. And this book here, it actually is sideways. So like I should have had this open from before, but the spine is actually here. So you read it and these panels flip open this way. So it's really cool. Gorgeous, gorgeous cover and really nice quality of paper. I was talking to Rod about that when Rod was live earlier. And let's see, J.H. Williams III is doing the writing. Haddon Blackman doing the some of the artwork here. The artwork's just stunning. So let me see if I can just zoom into one of these here. But just to show you guys a little bit of like just the shadowing and the close-ups of the faces and stuff like that, like really stunning stuff. And this is also really gruesome. So I don't know if I'm going backwards. I'm going backwards. It was really gruesome, but basically it's kind of like this chick who's being chased down by this like military, but it takes place in like a futuristic world where like all timelines meet. It's really like weird. And basically she's got some sort of abilities or powers, and she has some sort of item that we're still learning on what it is, but these guys are chasing her down. And she has like a crew member that kind of helps her get away. She also has some powers that help her get away. And you just kind of learn a little bit more as you go. So, it's a wild ride. I actually enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to. I didn't know what it was about. Didn't really know like what I was getting into. It was, I think, like number 10 on my top 10 list last week for my top 10 picks for New Comic Book Day. So this was, something I was like keeping an eye out for, and yeah, so really enjoyed it. If you guys haven't read it, definitely check it out. Let's see. Todd said, I'm not reading Harley Quinn, but I like Stephanie Phillips' Legends of the Dark Knight story that came out last week. Yeah, Todd. So, first of all, that's good to know because I did not get to read that Legends of the Dark Knight story. Or I didn't realize she was on that. But good to know about that. And what else was I just going to say? Stephanie Phillips did Nuclear Family, which was an Aftershock book that had come out. It just finished like a month ago or so. And that was really good as well. But generally speaking, it's a good series right now, Harley Quinn. Well, I wasn't sure if I was really going to be into it. Now I'm like obsessed. So, Travis also saying, I haven't read Echolands yet, but I did read the synopsis and watch the trailer, so I picked it up. Nice. I'm glad you did. Sold out fast. Yeah. So I feel apparently it's sold out fast. I've heard a couple people talk about that. For their local shops. So I know it's different for everybody location wise, but yeah. So if you haven't picked it up, definitely try to get a copy or buy it on Comixology or however else you can get it, and give it a shot. It's really cool. Next one up, let's see. All right. So how do I want to do this? I'm going to talk about this book now. Have you got, all right. So I've never read Spawn before. I literally first time ever reading Spawn, and I said, you know what, let me give this a try since this is like a big deal. And, I know it's part of this grand scheme of things that Todd McFarlane is now doing ever since they launched that big announcement for Spawn and the whole Spawn universe. I've never read Spawn before in my life. And so I just thought, let me see how this goes, especially from a new reader standpoint. Like, can anybody just get into it by jumping into this? Or do you have to know everything, that happened prior to that in Spawn? And the short answer is, you can jump into this without knowing much. I mean, at least I felt I could. Yes, there were some things, or there are some characters and some insider things that kind of maybe went over my head, or I'm just like questioning as to not knowing some of the backgrounds of certain characters that are introduced in this. But you do learn it pretty quickly, at least like get a glimpse of what's going on. And this is kind of like, at least from what I understood, this is kind of planting the seed of all these different like series titles that are going to be coming out. So I don't know exactly where. I mean, I don't know if this is just a standalone. Anybody know if I think this is like a one shot essentially. It's like 50 pages. It doesn't say it here, but it's like 50 pages, and it jumps chapter to chapter talking about all these different characters and their current situation, and it kind of just leaves you off at like what I think is they're going to pick up in certain series. So even at the end of this, getting a hint to where one of the series are going, you know, I'm excited for that. I did not think I'd say that, but like I'm looking forward to this. Spawn as a whole, maybe it's a dangerous rabbit hole to go down for me, because this was super gory, super dark, and maybe it just hit me at the right time, or got in front of me at the right time, because I'm in this mood right now for horror, the horror genre in general for comics, and I'm just loving it. I mean, I've been for the past, like, you know, 6 months or whatever with all these indies, but like really getting into it. I recently picked up all these Witching Hour books from the 60s and 70s over this past Sunday, and before that, like Swamp Thing, just getting really into it. And then I just started reading Sandman, which I know I'm taking a left turn here, but I just started reading Sandman. And so with all this different like these dark vibes and just like horror type genres of books that I'm reading and really getting into, I'm even like listening to a lot of like of my old metal that I used to listen to, a lot of heavy metal again. I still love a lot of heavy metal, but like, I don't know, maybe it's because the fall's coming. Maybe it's because that, you know, it's like Halloween, you know, all that stuff, even though it is only August still. But the summer did fly by. But anyways, this was super gory. It is not for kids, but I really enjoyed it, even though there were things I was like a little lost on. But man, oh man, this was great. And I want to see what the chat has to say about some of this, because okay, so Dave was saying, yeah, Gunslinger Spawn. That sounds awesome. Just that end bit with Gunslinger was like, sign me up. I want to know more about Gunslinger. Again, this is coming from someone who has never watched it before or never read any of it before, don't know much about it. It does give me like Batman type vibes, only with a gun kind of thing. But he's, you know, Spawn is like this, it's like a demon, or like there's like angels and demons involved. It's like religious kind of, you know, and by the way, this particular story really opened up with like a bang, literal sense of a bang, and it's very sad actually, with these kids who I mean, it's kind of I mean, it's very beginning of the book, but like there's a big explosion in the beginning, a lot of innocent people die, and it's very heavy. It's a very heavy moment, very sad moment, just to kind of kick it off. So let's see, Jason is saying yeah, so how was the King Spawn? Yeah, dude, I mean, so Jason, I mean, I don't want to do this to your wallet, man, but I think you should get into it, man. I think you should give this one a shot. I think it's worth it, and then we can be broke together. Let me know if you end up reading it, but I think it's worth it, man. And Jason, I think you would like it. Oh, Dave also mentioning Echo Lands. Yeah, the artwork was absolutely stunning. The cover and the inside. Yeah, 2 covers too. I saw that. I didn't get the cover B, just trying to stick with cover A for the majority, but really good stuff. Let me see here. Going down here. Rod is agreeing with Echo Lands. The only Spawn, Simon says, the only Spawn I've ever read is the original #1. Glad to know I can jump in. Yeah. So, and again, Simon, I might be wrong. Maybe there's, I mean, to me, like, sure, like certain things just went over my head, but I just went at it anyways. So there's definitely going to be some things that you're going to question or say, well, what about it? Like, but I don't think you're ever going to be at a point where you're completely lost or turned off. You know what I mean? So I think it's like, okay, I don't know yet what's going on, or I don't know who this person is or this character or what they do, but that's okay. You know, I'm just going to go with it and figure it out, because it is so dark, and like the story is just it's so good. I really think it's really good. I just read it, so that's why I'm kind of off this high right now of just finishing reading it before going live, and like really blown away, hit above my expectations of what I was expecting anyways. And again, I know like Travis is a big Spawn guy, and I know a few others in the community are big Spawn people, and I've just never given it a shot. And some people have said you really need to, and well, here I am. I'm giving it a shot. I'm about it. I am about it. Oh, Sheena, you're in the same boat. Perfect. So we will chat. For sure. Flash saying I skipped mine, but might pick up Gunslinger. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the King Spawn. Flash, this was a good read, man. I'm just saying, this was a great read. Yeah, those fall vibes. Yep, can't help it. Let's see. The Gunslinger issue. Yeah. For the original. Yeah. So I do want to go. I should go back and check that out. Yeah. Jason said, "Damn it." Alien. Oh, sorry, Alien is good too. Huge fan of Dark Horse, Aliens. I'm enjoying the Marvel run. Oh, oh yeah, Aliens. So that's I kind of stopped. I should keep reading that because I was enjoying that. I got mixed into just a lot of other titles, but what I have read so far of Alien, I did enjoy, and that was super dark too, and I'm all about that. So, and Rod is the Daredevil guy. That's right. You, Rod, you're a Daredevil guy. All right, so that's my little rant on King Spawn, not rant, but my little talk on King Spawn, and I do recommend it. Anybody watching the replay, definitely check it out. A couple other books that I want to talk about real quick. So this was a great read. I know John had said this was his #1 read of the week. I heard Rod talking about it. He really liked it as well. This was very emotional, very heartfelt. Really, I wasn't expecting that, and it was different. It's like I'm trying to think of like I could see even more so for those who've been reading these characters for years. Like I'm a new reader to this, and even to me, it was emotional. So I can only imagine for those who have been reading it for a long time. I feel like this is a very emotional issue. Really, really good stuff. And I've just been loving this series altogether. And this is Williamson. So, wait, is Williamson was not, who was writing Robinson before Williamson? Was that Tynan? No. Was it Williamson the whole time? Okay, now I'm just blanking. Anyways, either way, Robin's been great, and I highly recommend it. I see some people, yeah, Rod, absolutely, 100%. Let's see, chat was saying Spawn in the beginning was fantastic stuff. The HBO animated series was pretty fun. Oh, that's good to know, chat. Yeah, like I don't know, for any Spawn fans out there, I'm curious, like, should I be going back and just like obviously there's a lot of Spawn, and I don't think I'd be turned on to all that, at least not right away to just jump into all that. But would it be recommended that like a newer reader go back and read some of those earlier issues of Spawn, or am I good to just do what I'm doing? Because I feel like I'm good. And Joshua Williams we trust. Yeah, so I know the announcement was that Williams is going to be taking over Batman, so that's interesting and hopefully exciting. Hopefully, I hope good things come out of that for sure. That covers the first appearance of all Robins that will star in Robins, I'm told. Oh, interesting. Okay, all right. First cover appearance. All right. Well, I mean, it's cool to see them all together. That's for sure. Yeah. Robin was definitely amazing. I'm new to DC, and it still hits all the notes for me. Yeah, same here, Jason. I know we're in the same boat for that too. It's great stuff, man. And Real Rude, what's going on, Real Rude? He says, no, don't go back and read nothing in Spawn. Start at 300 and you're good. Perfect. Okay, good to know. That's what I'll do. I'll probably go back just to 300 because I know there's a couple issues out since then. And I'll just start dabbling from there. I love that King Spawn though, man. The artwork, there was some gruesome stuff too. Look, I'm over here talking about Spawn again. All right, so that was Robin. Definitely recommend Robin. And then let's see, a couple other ones I want to talk about briefly before I wrap things up. Where was it? Oh, well, I want to mention. So a couple other books that I picked up, I just haven't read yet. Department of Truth. I downloaded that digitally. Another book called After the Fall, which it's a digital first. So it came out on Comixology yesterday. The physical copy I think comes out later in the month, and I like that they're doing that. But this is what it was, After the Fall. So if you guys get a chance, maybe check that out. It was only like $1.99 on Comixology. I think the release date is going to be a little later, but it's a post-apocalyptic type of book, and I'm a sucker for post-apocalyptic, so I don't know much else about it yet. It takes place 96 years in the future or something like that. But anyways, that's kind of what it looks like. Some cool kind of space art there. And then yeah, just like kind of the opening scenes here, you can see almost like some Walking Dead type vibes. But anyways, that was a book I just kind of wanted to talk about for a second. After the Fall, I didn't read it yet, but I'm going to read it. Siphon, I saw Rod talking about Siphon. This is issue number 2. I really liked issue 1. It's about a guy who is like he gains the ability to be able to take on other people's burden or their pain, and he's an EMT by trade, so like he's kind of always been in the trade of like helping people and wanting to heal people. So this ability that is given to him by like a witch, I forget how, or a wizard, he gains these abilities. The only thing is it's like kind of catching up to him because all the pain and suffering that he takes from other people, he has to carry on himself. So it's adding up. So it's interesting to think about like, how would you use that power if you had that ability? who would you help and how many people would you help, or at least before, when do you draw a line, So I don't know where it's going, but I really enjoyed that first issue. So looking forward to the second one. Dark Blood was another one that I downloaded, another digital buy. Dark Blood, the second issue. I liked the first issue. The only thing is that the first issue was very short, or felt very short, and I just wanted more. So hopefully this is going to kind of give me what I'm hoping for or looking for. But I did like how it started. I just felt like it was like half the issue. That's all. So I'm going to check out issue number 2. I just haven't read that yet, but I'm definitely going to get into that soon as well. And then I got 2 more here. Let's see. Real Root City was driving. Appreciate you, brother. Drive safely. Thanks for hanging out. Todd, I think the earlier issues are okay at best. I would, however, read issue 8, the issue written by Alan Moore. Oh, whoa, Todd, now you're talking my language, man. Alan Moore, say no more. It was fantastic and very creepy. I am all on board for that, Todd. Thank you for that heads up, man. I am excited for that. I'm going to go check that out later. I'm going to put that towards the top of the list for a random jump back for issue 8. Very cool stuff. Chet says he'll start into 300 again, too. All right, Chet. There you go, man. Maybe we get a Spawn club going or something. Would be cool. Let's see. Dave was also saying we're breaking down the character Sergeant Creel on the Star Wars show in a half hour. Stop by. Oh, good deal. Yeah. Love the show. You guys have been doing the Star Wars stuff. I know you guys are breaking a lot of that stuff down in detail. You guys are way bigger fans of Star Wars than I am. I do like Star Wars. I'm learning a lot, though, so that's a good place to learn a lot, especially about the Star Wars universe. So you guys are doing a great job there. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. I will definitely swing by at some point. All right, so last 2 books that I want to just talk about, and I haven't both physically, so I'm just going to put the iPad away before I wrap up here. I'm going to talk about Barbaric issue number 3. Man, this was a wild ride. I don't know if you guys are reading this or not. I definitely recommend it. So this is part of a 3-book story arc in which I mean they're going to continue. It's not like over, but it's like basically like a chapter 1, and you get these 3 books. And I feel like, from what I recall, issue 2 was like extra long. I felt like issue 2 was like 2 issues in one. So I feel like in a way it was kind of like 3 issues or 4 issues altogether. Either way, it's really good stuff. Don't dismiss it. I initially dismissed it because I just thought it was a Conan book essentially. But it's way more than that. It's like kind of raunchy too, and kind of like it's very witty. Like the guy's name is Owen, like it's got some really good humor to it too. So the barbarian, his name is Owen, and he has this bloodthirsty axe that he talks to. And it's literally bloodthirsty. Like the axe is like always talking about wanting more like blood. And at one point in this scene, after there's like a bunch of slaughter going on and they kill a bunch of these like creatures, and he like basically gets the blood of those creatures, he gets the hiccups. I'm talking about the axe. The axe gets the hiccups, and it's really funny. So there's like, it's really good humor. It's like nowadays kind of humor, but it's like fit into this like, ancient, type of story of a barbarian type guy. And he meets this girl who he's not fond of, but they kind of team up and all this other stuff in the last issue. So this is kind of resolving the situation that they were in from issue 2. So really enjoyed Barbaric. If you guys are not reading it, I do recommend. Again, this was like the 3-issue arc, and then they're going to continue doing more, but just 3 issues to catch up if you guys are interested. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about with this book, but oh man, Jason said he missed Barbaric 3. Yeah, man, definitely got to go back and get that, dude. So there, Sheena, totally agree. Yeah, the humor is just great. I don't even know how to like describe it otherwise, but it's just really it's clever stuff, and you wouldn't expect it from, because of the fact it takes place in a different time. I should say too, the main point of this was Owen, the barbarian, he used to like just live a life of like drinking, sleeping around, and killing people. And then he got these witches came along and basically gave him this like curse where he can only kill people who deserve it. So that's like the catch. He can only like do good in a sense. So, he can't like just pick random fights with people anymore. He has to actually like, he can only like take people out that are actually like deserving of it, which is funny. And they talk about that because they're like, how do you define who deserves it? Like there's like thin lines in some areas. Right. But anyway, so that was really good. Let's see, just catching him on some of the some of the chat. Thanks, Rad. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, peer pressure for Jason. Gotta love that. All right, so last book that I want to talk about before I wrap this up here, and again, as part of the Tag Team Thursday, my kind of last time for now, kind of a break for Tag Team Thursday for me. So just in case anybody missed the beginning of this, I have to change some things around in my schedule, so I won't be going live on Thursdays anymore. But I'll still be doing this type of show. I'll probably move to another day. I still have all my other shows, Comic Collector Origins, all that stuff still in line, still coming out with new ideas and things like that. So it's just particularly these Thursday night streams I'm not going to be able to do anymore. But shout out to the Tag Team Thursday crew. And hopefully I'll be back later, after football season later. Like that's, in the springtime. But you guys are all great. And make sure you guys are subbed up to everybody. I put their information in the description below. Rod, Tony, John, and Brandon as well. So make sure you're checking them out. All right, last book here. Of course, it's the thumbnail. So I got to talk about the thumbnail book, Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue number 2. First of all, I thought, and this is probably silly, but I thought that this was a what do you call it? A Mylar. This was Mylar worthy to me. Not so much. I mean, I love the gloss of it, and I just think this is such a beautiful cover, and it stands out. I mean, you can recognize this book from far away. So I just feel like I don't know. I fell in love with it. I really did. And this was obviously one of my 3 books that I went out of my way to buy. So really good stuff. And this, so Tom Taylor, I mean, I don't think I have to say any more. Just Tom Taylor, really enjoying what he's doing in general with DC and all his projects he's working on. And this was great. This is another book that I feel like I said this before, like issue number 1 was more like an issue 0. So it was more of like just setting the stage of what Superman, Son of Kal-El was going to be about generally. And now we're starting to get into a little bit more detail. And this issue starts out with him deciding now that he has to get like a secret identity, kind of like Clark Kent, so that he can go on and save the world one way and then be, live a normal life otherwise. But it doesn't quite work out, and you'll kind of see a little bit of how this goes. But it's a really funny, the guy that he becomes, like, his little identity that he puts together. Really interesting stuff. He does have help from other people, some friends of his. But otherwise, it's it's still him kind of finding himself. He's trying to figure out what he can do. He has there's a couple scenes in here where he has like a heartfelt discussion with his dad, and just trying to figure out and asking questions like, why didn't you like just do more to save the world? Like there's just so many other problems going on, and like he's like, with everything that with all the abilities we have, like he just feels like, shouldn't we be doing more? Isn't there more that we can be doing? And it's a really interesting conversation. So really enjoyed this. And of course we get like a villain reveal in this book as well. So, something's going down. I won't get into all those details, but really enjoyed this. Definitely recommend reading this series if you haven't already started. It's only issue 2. So it is Tom Taylor and what's his name? John Timms doing the artwork. So there you go. Really good stuff. And that's I mean, there's a lot of number 1. That King Spawn that might be my number 1 read of the week. I can't believe I'm saying that now. I just read it, and it was great. Really enjoyed it. But anyways, this was excellent as well. Robin 2, that's up there too, man. It's tough. There's so many great ones. Barbaric was up there. Echolands. They're all my reads of the week. Brandon's in the house. What is going on, Mr. Looney? Let's see. Chet says, when's Omni coming? So Chet, so that's the other thing. So it is coming back. We are discussing a date. It's going to be sometime in September, probably later in September. So keep an eye out for that. Good call there, Chet. Omni X-Men, if you guys are not familiar with it, it's me and John's Comics with Kids, where we break down different omnibus from Chris Claremont. We just finished volume 1 of Claremont's run of X-Men, so we're going to get into to volume 2, that omnibus, and we left off right in the middle of the Phoenix Saga, the Dark Phoenix Saga. So really exciting stuff that we are going to jump back into, but we will definitely keep you posted on that when we have more announcements along the way. And that'll still be same day, Tuesday nights, probably around the same time, 9:30. So keep an eye out for that. Phil says, can't wait to see you on Fox Sunday, Justin. You just might, Phil. If you tune in to one of the Giants games, I might occasionally show up to a Giants game, and maybe, just maybe, I will jump on the field for you guys and run around. And I'll have my clothes on. I'm not going to go that far, but I will run around. And again, this is all maybe. It's all just a maybe. Yeah, you should check that out, Fox. That'll be good. Let's see. Flash says my store didn't have any Robin or Superman. Whoa, what? Flash, did people just buy it up, or they just don't get a lot? Is it a small shop? Comixology, they don't sell out, man. Check them out. Check them out. Let's see. Favorite Looney Tunes character? Come on, man. It's Bugs. It's got to be Bugs. PJ says Superman, Son of Kal-El is a fun book. I like how Taylor writes Jonathan Kent and the issues that are explored in this book. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and that's just it too. Like there are a lot of different issues that are being brought to the forefront, and a lot of them, you know, tying into to real world stuff. So I like that aspect of it. So interesting to see where it goes, but definitely enjoying it for sure. Thank you for the claps, Sheena. Guys, make sure if you're hanging out here, smash that like button, or if you're hanging out watching the replay. Read of the week, comics. Yes, Flash. Well said, my friend. I like that quote. That's good. Good choices. Solid. Rudy, station, brother. Station. No, all good, man. Have a good day at work. We're just wrapping up here anyways. So we should do a Skins Giants game. Hey, man. I mean, if you're willing to come up here, man, I mean, my girlfriend has season tickets, so she'll be at every home game for the Giants. So if you make a trip up here, let me know. It'd be cool. We could tailgate. That's a pay-per-view event. waiting for that to happen. I don't know if you're referring to me jumping on the field, maybe. My store tries really hard to manage inventory, so some books you have to get pre-ordered in order to get them. It's okay, I'll find them. Yeah, Flash, keep me posted, man. I hope you're reading Nightwing too. I know we talked about that. Remember our discussion of Tom Taylor? Yeah, Jay, I hear you, bro. Yep. Yeah. Jason's talking about just like some interesting like takes on Tom Taylor and his writing, or we were just talking about other people talking about it. And there were some people that were ranting on YouTube that I came across that really were hating on Tom Taylor. And they had their reasons, but yeah. Anyways, it was just interesting, very interesting. Anyways, that's it. So this is my kind of half goodbye for now. Sort of, be back again later for Tag Team Thursday, but make sure you continue to keep up with the crew. They'll be back on Thursdays, as always, starting with Rod Just Rican and his comics at 6:30 over on his channel. I put his information in the description below. And also Tony Oldwolf is there. I know John's going to kind of be going in and out as well. And Brandon, of course, ComixKings, and anyone else that kind of join in for the fun. But it's been a blast. It's been so much fun. And this doesn't mean I'm like going anywhere in the community or anything like that. Rod, you're my boy. Tony, you're my boy. Brandon, John, you guys are all my, it's all love. So I'm excited. I'm just excited to, see where you guys go with that. And then I'm going to continue putting stuff out as usual, and on just some different days. So I'll keep up with this stuff too. Comics to read each week, and we'll just have it on a different day. Hey, there's my sister Reese. What's going on, Reese? What if series is fire? Reese says. Yeah. So I just watched that first issue. I remember you saying in the family chat, that you just watched one of the more recent issues. Glad you are liking it. I've been hearing really good things, so that's cool. Let's see. You'll be missed. Thank you, Sheena. I mean, I'm still gonna be here. I'm still mayor. You know what I mean? Like, just not on Thursday nights live. That's all. And Connor's in the house. What is up, Connor? Support your local shops by getting a box with them. Yeah, getting on a poll list, things like that. Totally a good way to do it. Or just any way that you can. I mean, we all have different budgets, and whatever works for you, if you can still apply some of it to your local shop, that's always a positive. Yeah, that part. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. But again, thank you all so much for hanging out. Make sure you smash that like button on the way up. Oh, one last thing I wanted to plug here real quick, because that's coming up this Sunday. I am going to be a guest on my man Ragin Cajun Comics podcast that he just kicked off not too long ago. Episode 4. It's going to be this Sunday, 3:00 Eastern time, and I'm going to be his special guest. So I'm really excited for that. If you guys do not follow Ragin Cajun, I will put his information in the description below, but make sure you do. Ragin's such a great guy, great person in this community, and I can't wait to hang out with him and be on his show. Because I remember just talking to Ragin for the first time about getting on YouTube and putting himself out there, and he's come a long way now. So it's really cool to kind of see his new platform. So definitely check that out as well if you get a chance. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up. So maybe I'll see you guys Sunday. Maybe I'll see you guys before that. But either way, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys later.